What's up, y'all? It's your boy KD to the 3, and we're here in my bathroom. Today we're gonna have kind of like a tutorial on how your boy used to make money back in high school. This is like my second hustle. My first hustle was selling candy. I used to get like blow pops, gum, and bazooka gum, and all kinds of stuff. My second hustle was cutting hair. So I want to see if I still got it. And I used to do this kind of fast. Sometimes I charge $5 a head, sometimes $7 a head, just kind of whatever mood I was in. But as you can see, your boy is ragged right now. He's rough, got the grays popping. Don't tell nobody, because when I'm finished, if I get this done right, you ain't gonna see no gray at all. And right now, it's about to cut. So we're gonna get right to it, y'all. By the way, the clippers that I used when I first started cutting my hair were hot. What do you mean by that? Well, when I was in like 7th grade, I got tired of all my friends dissing me and dogging me out about my haircut. Because my mom, she's a seamstress, right? She's a seamstress. So she used to cut our hair with scissors. Y'all already know you don't cut hair with scissors, but she did a daggone good job of cutting my hair with scissors. Except it used to leave patches and stuff. So when we went to school, we used to get dogged out. We used to get dissed. So shout outs to my boy Val, shout outs to my boy Cameron Butler, shout outs to my boy Rab Roberts, Matt Blasi, all my people that used to come see me for haircuts. So my first pair of clippers that I ever used were stolen from Kmart. Yes, guys, Pastor Dave stole clippers back when he was 13. Thank God I didn't get caught, but the days of cutting hair begun, and I started cutting my hair with clippers. And then next thing I know, I learned how to fade, and your boy was in business. So check it out, y'all. First thing you need when you're gonna cut hair, good set of clippers. Now, these are the Wahls. I'm not really big on Wahls. I usually like Andis, but my Andis done broken. If you drop these a few times, you're gonna break the teeth. So my teeth are broken on my Andis, on my main shears, my main clippers, and they will grip and cut my head, so I don't use those anymore. So I got some Wahls, some cheap ones. The problem with these is when you go to bald the side of your hair, like you'll see, it doesn't get a close shave. So then you gotta follow it up with these guys. And anybody that know, you gotta have you some Andis. These are the T-liners. And Cameron, you know what I'm talking about. Rab, you know what I'm talking about. Val, I know you know what I'm talking about. But these boards right here is what you need. They do the job. So unfortunately, once I do my balding with these other clippers, then I gotta come back around and clean it up with these. Don't look at what's going on in the back of my hair. The reason why I was growing my hair this long and for this long is because I thought something that's going on back here would have grew back. And it ain't growing back. So I don't want y'all to see that, all right? I know y'all didn't see it. And if you didn't, you're gonna see it now because I pointed it out. I normally would cut my hair with my shirt off, but I promised my wife, you know, I don't wanna get my sexy on and get nobody all hot and bothered, so I decided to cut hair with my shirt on. I normally don't do that, but for y'all, I'm gonna cut it with my shirt on. First thing I like to do is, and not everybody cuts hair like this, guys. Everybody have their own way of cutting hair. When I go to the barber today, I see that they don't even clean off the sides. They just start to fade. They just start to fade and fade up and do the thing. But the first thing I like to do is bring everything down. Or sometimes I'll go ahead and cut my line in first. In fact, let me do that. Let me cut my line in first. So, completely bare, no guard, cut low. Oh, by the way, don't forget your mirror. You gotta be able to see the back of your head. Moving kind of fast, you guys. I normally don't move this fast. Actually, I normally do, but right now, I'm trying to see not only if I still got the ability to cut my hair the way I used to, but what kind of time frame it takes me to do that in as well. One of the problems with having clippers that don't cut real close is you gotta go back over all of this area right here that I'm doing with the Andis that cut a lot closer. And then the other thing that you have is your clippers get hot. So if you can get yourself a close cut in the very first instance, then you're already rocking and you're actually saving the motor on your clipper. So let's see what we got going on. Not bad, y'all. My outline, what I got to work with, not too bad. Just for fun, we used to leave some of our friends like this. As you can see, that's pretty jacked up. So once I get this sort of rough outline going, y'all, where it's kind of like, you know, you just kind of like, this is a little lower than this side. So I'll fix all of that once I trim everything down. And that's the other reason why I like to trim everything down first. Watch what I tell you. So now I'm gonna put my 3 guard on. And when you cut your hair, if you go against the grain, it cuts it a little lower than if you go with the grain. And since I have a 3 guard and I know I'm going pretty low with the top of my hair anyways, I'm just gonna go against the grain. I don't mind because like I said, there is something going on in the back of my head in the middle, right here, that ain't working for me, so I'm gonna go low. So watch this. There go the hair, y'all. Now one time I was cutting my hair like this, and like I said, I had dropped one of my clippers, and the clipper, the teeth had cracked. So when the teeth cracked, I tried to use my other clipper with the guard from my first clipper, and so it didn't fit. It wasn't a match. I was holding the guard with my thumb, just like this here, trying to hold the guard and go through it, and my finger slipped off and the guard fell off. And those of you that understand cutting hair, you already know what happened. Yeah, so I had to go way lower than what I had intended to go because I had put a bald spot in my hair. Cutting hair can be fun, y'all, but it does take time. And if the temperature ain't right, you do get kind of hot as well. But I want you guys to see what it looks like once I finally get my hair where I want it. And again, I'm going a lot by just hands right now because I got a guard on. And with a guard, you can't really mess up unless the guard falls off. And for those of you, I'm already looking neat already. For those of you that do know, if that guard falls off, you in big trouble. You in big trouble. So anyways, let's see what we got going on. Not bad. Not bad at all. I have a feeling, y'all, I'm gonna have to go even lower than this, to be honest with you. Well, in order to fix it, guys, I'm gonna have to bring this side up higher. But this side right here is normally how I would have cut it to fade. But this side, since I've already gone up so high, I'm gonna have to bring this side up to match it. So when I fade it, at least it looks decent. What a barber does when you know he doesn't do a good job is they leave that line. I mean, after it's faded, you still see that little line. I don't usually do that, but the way that my clippers are working today with what I'm working with, I might have an issue because these clippers don't cut skin tight, but we're gonna see. Now I'll bring it down lower. The other thing I wanna do is see how, yeah, I'm not feeling that. I'm not feeling that. So what I'm gonna do, guys, boy, I don't like going this low, but I'm gonna have to do it. You guys know of something that can fix what it is I'm talking about in the back of my head without me saying what's going on in the back of my head? Drop a comment below and tell me about it. I'm too young to have that, guys. You notice right now, up till now, I haven't even said what it is. I know y'all know what it is. Stop laughing at me because your turn's coming too, bruh. So I know you know what it is, but I ain't said it yet. There's just something going on right around here that I ain't feeling. So one of the things that I do is I try to cut my hair low enough to make it blend in so it look like ain't nothing going on back there, you feel me? So I'm going a little bit lower. It's not bad actually. And again, going against the grain makes it a lot lower than if you went with the grain. But with what's going on back there, I don't even care. I don't know if you can see what's happening in the camera, but it's making it all blend in. And at this point, that's just kind of my goal. To make sure that you're cutting your hair and it's even out, you want to cut it in both directions. There's what we call the swirl. So your hair goes like this, right? So this is a little spot right here and it curls and it starts growing. And to go against the grain is to cut that way. So if the wave of the hair comes this way, to go against the grain is to cut against that way. So when you cut against it, you bring it down one level already, but some pieces of your hair kind of swirl back. So you cut in both directions and you make sure you even out the layer of your hair however you want it. All right, back to work. All right, y'all. So now that I've gotten my hair right where I want it, I can go ahead and check these lines one more time before I begin the fading process. Another thing you want to do is always keep your blade clean. So take your little brush and make sure you clean this bad boy every so often. The thing about it is you gotta oil your clippers after every use. Make sure you're oiling them, and by oiling them, we'll take care of that dew or that wetness that gets on your clippers' teeth. First thing I want to do is check out my line and see how that looks. Now I can get a more true or accurate view or visual of what my line that I want to work with from looks like. And honestly, it's not too bad. But as long as that line starts pretty even, then we're good. Then you have a good, nice, even base to start fading from. Here's where, because I'm working with some clippers that do not cut skin tight, here's where you gotta kind of go back and follow up on that now, which is kind of cool too, because it gives that clipper an opportunity to cool down a little bit. So now I grab my Andis, which I love, and I line this up, and then based on that, it gives me a much better perspective to work with, okay? At the same time, when I'm doing this, I also like to clean up my facial hair a little bit and let this clipper run a little bit. So guys, as you can see, I'm making my outline so that I'll have something to work with. I got a story, y'all. My brother and I, Val, we just kept trying to line it up, and we kept messing it up. Before we know it, our line was way up here. So this just kept going back, and we don't want it to keep going back. We want to make sure that that thing looked right. That thing looked right. That thing looked right. Bam. That's how easy it is. All right. So then, while this is still running, I'll clean up my facial hair. You know, some people use a razor, a straight edge razor, and I ain't gonna lie, y'all, I tried it, and it is way scarier than people make it look on YouTube. That thing is so scary, and I've cut myself so many times with that straight edge. I'll show you, I have one in this cupboard right here, and I ain't gonna lie, that thing, whew, you need skills to work with that, because otherwise you're going to the hospital with a razor cut right up in your neck. And I ain't gonna lie, that thing is scary. This is what a straight edge razor looks like. And the people that know how to work with that, they off the chain, bro. But you take that over, you flip it, and you take your hand and you bro, I ain't doing that. That's scary. So I've tried it, although when I do use shaving cream, because some people say do it dry, some people say use shaving cream, some people say just use soap. When I use shaving cream, it does make it work a little bit better. But all that other stuff, I've sliced my face, man, and I've cut under my nose. I don't mess with that. Now guys, this is what I'm talking about. This cuts so close, you can see the difference from the main clippers to what's going on now. The main clippers don't cut close, but this one does. So I gotta go over what I've already cleaned up with the main clippers again, whereas if I had a clipper that cut real skin tight, I wouldn't have to do this process over. And again, this is where I like to use my mirror so I can see to clean up this line. So let me do that, and then we'll start the fading process. Now I do this process right here several times. All right, so the first thing I like to do when it comes to fading, I like to take either my 1/4 inch guard or my 1/2 inch guard. In fact, I'm gonna go with a 1 right now, just to make sure. All right guys, so I like to take my number 1 guard, and now I start cutting from the bottom of the line and start to diminish the line a lot. As you can see, it's barely affecting it, but like I said, impatience right now is what we don't want. Impatience right now will mess me up in such a way that it's harder to fix. So even though it's not really touching it too much, I'd rather do that and trim down a little bit at a time. All right, so I'm moving to the 1/2 guard. You want to make sure you take your time. Don't rush, especially right through here. And another thing that's really good is to know your tools. Because I know my tools, you'll see me taking chances when I really should be going slow. So what I've just did, a lot of you guys didn't even notice that, is I slid my lever down right here that you can slide up and down, and that makes the guard even taller or shorter. And I slid it down because now I'm ready to try and fade a little bit tighter. Another person that cuts really well is my son. Sometimes in the past when I've messed up my hair, very few times, but I have asked them to come over and fix it. So as you can see, it's starting to blend. I don't take the guard off all the way yet until after this looks somewhat decent. And then I'll pull the guard off, which is really dangerous at that point. And then I'll start really cleaning stuff up even more. But I'm kind of doing a little bit of what's called freestyling. So I'm kind of churning this up a little bit and trying to blend a little higher now. One of the things I like about cutting low here too is it's a lot harder to mess up than like a fade or a high top or something like that. So right now, guys, as you can tell, it's starting to come along. Getting the line out once I get a nice little blend is not that tough. But right here, that 1.5 inch fade, that's kind of a little bit on the tougher side, making sure it goes from the sides to the top of the head really nice and even. And then the line coming out, especially if you go really short, is not that tough. So right now I'm at a 1/4 inch, actually a half. There is a fading guard that I have that's a little lighter or lower than the half, and that's gonna really make this fade and this line go away. All right, now my swirl messes me up too. This side is a lot more delicate than the other side. So this side is always a little harder to cut and easier to mess up. And again, those of you who understand cutting hair, understand what I'm talking about, the way that the hair grows and the way that it grows from the swirl and kind of swirls around. If you're not careful, you'll be one-sided, like all jacked up, and the other side looking just like how you want it. And I've done that many times on this side. A lot of times you didn't notice, but I've been flipping this thing up and down. So I'm so used to doing it depending on what I want to do. I'll just flip it up and you'll still see me doing this, or I'll flip it down and you don't even notice that I'm adjusting the clippers. So as you can tell, we're really close. Guys, what I usually do too is I trim this down, make this a little less than this, and then I'll dye all of this up. That just makes it a little bit more pronounced, more defined. For some of us, the trickiest part is coming up now, and that's getting that line out there. Oh, by the way, behind the ears, like I was telling you, now, the tricky part, y'all. What you gotta do now is you gotta take a hold of the first clippers you used, which by now should have cooled off a little bit, and you take all your guards off. Keep in mind that this has a guard of its own. You can see the teeth go down and up. Now that is a guard in and of itself. So I'm gonna use that now to get the line going. Now with no guards on is the trickiest. So I'm gonna take my guard all the way down now, and I'm gonna go real slow, just real slow and real small. Now remember, this guard isn't skin tight. It doesn't cut skin tight, so it's gonna leave a little bit of a blend already. I do have to press a little bit to get a close, tight clean of where the line is, and it looks like it's working. Now I'll go all the way back up, and I'll try to clean up the blend a little bit more. Hopefully you can see it. One time I was getting my hair cut, and somebody was telling a joke, and right in the middle of it, I laughed. And my head bumped back into the guy's clipper, and he was kind of mad, like at me, like, why you do that, man? So now I'll come back down and work the bottom of that line till it starts to disappear. So what I'll do now is I'll put my one guard back on, or my half guard, and I'll try to clean that up a little bit more. Like, subscribe, comment, and share this video. And like I was saying, go get your own set of clippers. Get out there, y'all, and start cutting your hair and saving that money. That's what you gotta do. Hey guys, I gotta say, this fade ain't that bad. This fade is not that bad at all. I need to clean that line up right there, but most part is done. The only thing I haven't done, I haven't yet trimmed here and did what I'm gonna do with this. But I gotta say, y'all, I'm thankful to y'all for watching. This is Cutting Up with KD3. Do I still got it? Judging by that cut, y'all saw what I was before. Judging by this cut right here, your boy still got it. Like, subscribe, share, hit the bell for notifications, and comment on what you seen here. All right, y'all, so what I want y'all to see is I've just trimmed here, and now I'm about to clean this guy up right here. I'm about to dye this up so nobody can tell that I got grays. So the process for getting beautiful for a guy is a whole lot different than it is for a woman, but really it's not. I just think it's quicker for us. Boy, them women, boy, y'all go through some stuff, man. All that tweezing the eyebrows and making sure your eyelashes are on fleek and all that stuff and popping. It's a little too much for me, man. Anyways, what you about to see now is the transformation of my beard and how I do that. I'm not gonna tell y'all what I'm using, but some of y'all by looking at the brush already know what it is. And as you can see, everything that's dark or gray is starting to disappear. This is the easy part, guys. Doing all this chatting and cutting hair and all of that, that's easy. The editing, whew, that takes some work. And I'm gonna see if I can give Jazzy a little bit of money and let her do it for me. All right, guys, so I'm just about done. As you can see, I've got the stuff into my beard now, and I just gotta let it sit for 10 minutes. I also want to say this, go follow my daughter, Jasmine Simone 321. She's pranked my wife and I several times, and we gonna get her back though. She's a prankster, she likes to do pranks on people. But go check out her channel, Jasmine Simone 321. As you can see, I look a whole lot different than when I did when I first got started, y'all. I feel good, I look good. Anyways, yo, it's your boy KD3. You can follow me all over the place on Facebook, IG, mostly IG at KD3 Music. Hit me up there. So what's up, y'all? It's your boy. We finally got the end result here. This is what it looks like, so you can see I done did what I needed to do. And right now, I'm taking you guys with me on a journey. As you can see, I'm not gonna vlog too much right now because I'm literally driving and I don't want to be distracted with the driving. So what I'm gonna do right now is I'm gonna go ahead and bring this to an end, but at least now you can see the end result with the haircut. Super fresh, super clean. And then the whole goatee stash looking kind of, you know, how it should be. What up, what up, what up? We out here, bro. We out here in the sun. But we at the end result of my haircut. So, how you doing? Good. I'm vlogging a little bit. Yeah, I'm recording right now. This is Dave Pettit, y'all.
I'm making a video.
Yeah. Yo, in case y'all don't know, I'm at a spot right now, man. Look at this.
Right, I gotta take pictures in here too.
Look at this. Look at the scene in here. Isn't that crazy?
It's the real deal.
Yeah, the red and black. I love the colors. Yeah, look at the flooring.
Take pictures of you since you videoing.
Yeah, look at. I'm gonna take a video of you taking a picture of me. We ain't gonna stay too long. I just wanted to show y'all what our day's like today. I had to get a haircut, and that took forever. But oh, I'm missing all kinds. Look at this. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Look at this. Ooh.
Busts out the bass and he's like rocking it on the keyboard.
Albert Beal. Trouble. What's up, man? So that's the surprise, y'all. I had too much going on today, but I'm finally at my destination. How you doing?
All right. Yeah, rock and roll, man.
Look at your fingers stretching. Woo! I gotta go, guys. We got work to do. KD3 Music. Love y'all. Be blessed. Deuce.
Oh.